The Galactic Council chamber was quiet. Too quiet. Commander ZYX stood at the center of the room. His blue skin looked pale under the bright lights. He carried a small metal box in his forearms. The box was shaking. Inside the box was something dangerous. Something old. Something that killed 3 warriors yesterday. Commander ZYX opened the box slowly. Inside was a small cube. The cube was black. It was smooth. It looked like a simple metal block. But it was not simple. It was called the burden. The burden was an ancient weapon. Nobody knew who made it. Nobody knew where it came from. But everyone knew one thing. Nobody could lift it. The cube had a strange power. It could read the strength of anyone who touched it. Then it became heavier. Much heavier. Heavy enough to crush bones. Heavy enough to stop hearts. For 10,000 years, different species tried to lift the burden. All of them failed. Some got hurt. Some died. The cube seemed to enjoy it. Commander ZYX needed to move the burden to a secure vault. The vault was 2 kilometers away. But first someone needed to carry it there. He called the strongest warriors in the galaxy. 12 warriors came. Each one was huge. Each one was famous. Each one was confident. The first warrior was from the Krell Empire. His name was Thorak. He had won 500 battles. His muscles were bigger than a human head. Thorak walked to the cube. He grabbed it with both hands. He pulled. His face turned red. His arms started shaking. Then he screamed. He let go fast. His hands were burning. The second warrior tried. Then the third. Then the fourth. All 12 warriors failed. Some collapsed on the floor. Some needed medical help. One warrior almost died. The cube just sat there, silent, waiting. Commander ZYX looked at his datapad. He scrolled through names. He needed someone strong, someone different, someone who never gives up. Then he saw something interesting. A new species joined the council last month. They were called humans. Humans looked weak. They were small. They had no claws, no thick skin, no extra arms. But their file said something strange. One word kept appearing. Stubborn. Commander ZYX made a call. He requested a human. Any human. He did not know he was about to call a teenager. The cargo bay doors opened with a loud sound. Every alien in the room turned to look. They expected a giant human warrior. They expected heavy armor. They expected weapons. But that is not what walked in. A teenage boy entered the room. He wore a red jacket. His shirt had words on it. Earth High School track team. He had white shoes. He carried a backpack. He was listening to music through small earbuds. He was chewing gum. Commander ZYX looked at his datapad again. He thought there was a mistake. This could not be the human they sent. This was a child. The boy walked closer. He pulled out one earbud. He looked around at all the alien warriors. Some were 3 meters tall. Some had 4 arms. Some had scales and sharp teeth. The boy did not look scared. He looked bored. Commander ZYX stepped forward. His voice was serious. He spoke slowly. Welcome, human. What is your name? The boy stopped chewing for a second. Jake Martinez. I am 17 years old. I saw your job posting. It said you need someone strong. It said you pay 500 credits. I thought you needed help moving furniture or something. The room went silent. Then someone laughed. It was Thorak, the same Krell warrior who failed to lift the burden yesterday. His laugh was loud and mean. Other warriors started laughing too. Thorak pointed at Jake. This is a joke. This human child is too weak. He will break like glass. Send him home before he gets hurt. Jake stopped chewing again. He looked at Thorak. His face stayed calm. So do you need help or not? I have homework due tomorrow. Commander ZYX raised one hand. The laughing stopped. He pointed at the black cube on the table. Jake, we need you to lift that. We need you to carry it to the vault. Many strong warriors tried. All of them failed. Some got hurt. If you feel any pain, you must stop immediately. Do you understand? Jake walked toward the table. He put his backpack down. He looked at the cube. It was small, maybe 30 centimeters on each side. It looked harmless. Jake shrugged his shoulders. Sure, I can try. The medical team moved closer. They prepared emergency equipment. They had seen too many failures. They did not want to see another death. But something strange happened. The cube started to glow. It never glowed before. Jake bent down. He wrapped both hands around the cube. Every alien held their breath. The cube glowed brighter. It was reading Jake. It was measuring his strength. It was preparing to crush him like all the others. The medical team moved even closer. Their equipment was ready. Commander ZYX watched carefully. His forehand was shaking. Thorax smiled. He wanted to see the human fail. Jake stood up. The cube came with him. Just like that. No screaming. No shaking. No pain. He lifted it smoothly. He held it in both hands. Then he switched to one hand. He looked at Commander ZYX. His face was confused. Is this it? This feels like my school backpack. Total silence filled the room. Nobody moved. Nobody breathed. Nobody believed what they saw. Commander ZYX checked his scanner 3 times. The numbers did not lie. The cube weighed 900 kilograms. For the other warriors, it weighed over 5,000 kilograms each. But for Jake, it was light. Very light. Jake switched hands again. He moved the cube from his left hand to his right hand. Like it was a ball. Like it was nothing. So where do you want this? My arm is getting tired from holding it in one spot. One alien warrior fainted. He felt the floor with a loud crash. Another warrior started praying. He spoke in his native language. He asked his gods for protection. Thorax stopped smiling. His mouth hung open. His eyes were wide. The cube stopped glowing. The light faded slowly. It was like the cube gave up. It was like the cube accepted defeat for the first time in 10,000 years. Commander ZYX stepped closer. His voice was shaking. Jake, can you put it down slowly, please? Jake nodded. He bent down and placed the cube on the floor. Gently, carefully. Then he stood up and stretched his arms. Good warm-up. Warm up. Commander ZYX repeated the words. He could not believe them. The strongest warriors in the galaxy failed. But this human teenager called it a warm-up. Jake picked up his backpack. He put it on. So do I get the 500 credits now? I need to buy lunch. Commander ZYX made a decision. A big decision. Jake, I will pay you 5,000 credits. But first I need you to do something else. I need you to carry the burden to the vault. It is 2 kilometers away. Can you do that? Jake looked at the distance. He looked at the cube. Then he said something nobody expected. Do you have a bag? This is awkward to carry with one hand. Commander ZYX looked confused. A bag. You want a bag to carry the burden? Jake nodded. Yeah, it is hard to hold a cube while walking. A bag would be easier. Do you have one? The aliens looked at each other. Nobody had a bag. Nobody ever thought about a bag. Nobody ever carried the burden before. Commander ZYX shook his head. We do not have a bag big enough. You will have to carry it in your hands. Jake sighed. Okay, fine. Let me just carry it then. He bent down and picked up the cube again. He held it against his chest like a box. All right, lead the way. Let us go. Commander ZYX started walking. Jake followed him. The other aliens followed Jake. They wanted to see what would happen. The medical team stayed close, just in case. They walked through the long hallways of the station. Other aliens saw them. They stopped and stared. Word spread quickly. A human teenager is carrying the burden. Nobody believed it. Everyone came to watch. After 5 minutes, Jake spoke. Hey, Commander, can we go faster? I have homework due tomorrow. I really need to finish it tonight. Commander ZYX turned around. Faster. You want to go faster. While carrying the burden. Jake nodded. Yeah, this is taking too long. I walk faster than this on Earth. Without waiting for an answer, Jake started jogging. He moved past Commander ZYX. He jogged down the hallway, with the cube, with 900 kilograms in his arms. Like it was nothing. The aliens started running. They had to keep up with him. Commander ZYX was breathing hard. The other warriors were sweating, but Jake looked normal. He was not even breathing hard. He was not sweating at all. While jogging, Jake started talking. On Earth, we carry heavier things in gym class. My backpack for school weighs about 20 kilograms. I carry that every day, 5 days a week. Sometimes I run with it when I am late for class. Thorak was running behind Jake. He could not believe his ears. Your school bag weighs 20 kilograms. You carry that every day. Jake nodded. Yeah, books are heavy. Plus I carry my laptop, my water bottle, my lunch. Sometimes my friend asks me to carry his stuff too. The vault entrance appeared ahead. They reached it in 12 minutes. The trip normally took 30 minutes, even without carrying anything. Jake stopped at the door. He set the cube down gently. He rolled his shoulders. He stretched his neck. Good warm-up. Now where's the real workout? Commander ZYX was breathing heavily. His forearms were shaking, not from fear, from exhaustion. He leaned against the wall. The other aliens sat on the floor. They were all tired from running, but Jake looked fine. He opened his backpack. He pulled out a water bottle. He pulled out a sandwich. He sat down and started eating. Commander ZYX finally caught his breath. He walked closer to Jake. He needed answers. Jake, I must ask you something important. How is this possible? How can you carry the burden so easily? The strongest warriors in the galaxy failed. But you are just a teenager. You are not even a soldier. How? Jake swallowed his food. He took a drink of water. He thought for a moment. Then he answered. Oh, that cube thing. Yeah, it is lighter than my training weights at home. I use 40-kilogram weights for exercise. That cube felt like maybe 30 kilograms to me. Maybe less. Commander ZYX shook his head. No, Jake. The cube weighed 900 kilograms. Our scanners confirmed it. How did it feel like to you? Jake finished his sandwich. He pulled out his datapad. He showed Commander ZYX some information. Look, Earth has strong gravity, much stronger than most planets in the galaxy. Humans evolved there. Our bodies adapted. Our bones are dense. Our muscles are strong. We need to be strong just to stand up every day. He scrolled through more information. See this? Earth gravity is 10 meters per second squared. Most alien planets have 6 or 7. Some have only 4. So when I come to the station, the gravity feels weak. Everything feels lighter. That cube probably weighs 300 kilograms here. Maybe less. That is easy for me. Commander ZYX sat down slowly. He understood now. Humans came from a death world. A planet with crushing gravity, dangerous weather, deadly animals. They had to be strong to survive. Their bodies were built for extreme conditions. Jake continued talking. Also, we train a lot on Earth. I run 5 kilometers every morning. Before school, in Earth gravity, I do push-ups, sit-ups, weight lifting. Most human teenagers do sports. We carry heavy backpacks. We walk long distances. It is normal for us. Thorak spoke from across the room. His voice was quiet, respectful. So all humans are this strong. Not just you. Jake nodded. Pretty much. I am average, actually. My older sister is much stronger than me. She plays rugby. Commander ZYX stood up slowly. He made a decision. A very important decision. He activated his communication device. He spoke clearly. Galactic Council. This is Commander ZYX. I am requesting an immediate change. Earth classification must be updated. Humans are not a weak species. They are a death world species. Approach with extreme caution. Jake finished his water. He stood up. So do I get my credits now? 3 days passed. Jake went back to his normal life. He went to school. He did homework. He trained at the gym. But across the galaxy, news was spreading. News about the human teenager who carried the burden. News that made someone very angry. The Krell Empire heard the story. They did not believe it. They thought it was a lie. Their champion Doric the Unbreakable was furious. He had tried to lift the burden 5 years ago. He failed. Now a human child succeeded. This was an insult. Doric sent a message to the station. He demanded a challenge. He wanted to prove that Jake was lucky, that humans were still weak, that the Krell were the strongest species in the galaxy. Jake was in the cafeteria eating pizza. When Commander ZYX found him, "Jake, we have a problem. The Krell champion is coming. He wants to challenge you to a strength competition. You do not have to accept. This could be dangerous." Jake took another bite of pizza. When does he arrive? Commander ZYX checked his datapad. "In 2 hours." Jake nodded. "Okay, I will be there. But I need to finish eating first. This pizza is really good." 2 hours later, the main hall was packed. Thousands of aliens came to watch. News cameras were everywhere. This was the biggest event in station history. Human versus Krell. Teenager versus champion. Dork arrived in his warship. He walked into the hall. He was massive, 3 meters tall, pure muscle. His body was covered in scars from 100 battles. His armor was black and gold. He looked like a warrior god. Then Jake walked in. He wore gym shorts, a gray t-shirt, running shoes. He carried his water bottle. He looked tiny next to Dork. The crowd went silent. Dork spoke first. His voice was deep and loud. "Human child, I am Dork the Unbreakable, champion of the Krell Empire. I have never lost a strength challenge. Today I will prove that you are weak, that your success was luck. Nothing more." Jake took a drink of water. "Okay, cool. What do we do?" Commander ZYX stepped forward. He explained the rules. "Simple. We bring different weights. Both of you try to lift them. Whoever lifts the most wins." The first weight arrived. 500 kilograms. Dork lifted it easily. He held it above his head. The crowd cheered. Then Jake lifted it. With one hand. He barely tried. The crowd went quiet again. The second weight came. 1,000 kilograms. Dork struggled but lifted it. Sweat covered his face. Jake lifted it smoothly. He switched hands. He smiled. The third weight arrived. 1,500 kilograms. Dork grabbed it with both hands. His muscles bulged. His face turned red. He screamed with effort. He lifted it. Barely. He held it for 5 seconds. Then he dropped it. He fell to his knees, breathing hard. Jake walked to the weight. He bent down. He grabbed it with both hands. He lifted it to his chest. Then he started doing bicep curls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The crowd exploded in shock. Dork stared. He could not believe it. Commander ZYX smiled. He knew what was coming next. They brought out the burden. The final test. Dork stood up. He walked to the cube. He placed his hands on it. He pulled with all his strength. Nothing happened. The cube did not move. Dork tried again. Still nothing. He fell to his knees. Defeated, Jake walked to the cube. He picked it up with one hand. He held it above his head. Then he did something nobody expected. He started doing squats. Down, up, 10 times. With the burden. With 900 kilograms. Like it was a training weight. The crowd erupted. Aliens from every species cheered. They chanted Jake's name. Dork stood slowly. He walked to Jake. He bowed his head. "You have one human. I was wrong. You are strong. Very strong. I respect you." Jake put the cube down. He shook Dork's hand. "Thanks. You are strong too. That 1,500 kilogram lift was impressive. Want to train together sometime?" Dork smiled for the first time. "Yes, I would like that very much." Commander ZYX made an announcement. His voice carried through the hall. "Attention all species. Today we learned an important lesson. Never judge strength by appearance. Humans may look small, but they come from a death world. They are stronger than they look. Much stronger. Earth's classification is now official. Death world species. Approach with respect." Jake picked up his water bottle. He walked toward the exit. Commander ZYX called after him. "Jake, where are you going?" Jake turned around. "Home. I still have homework to finish. Plus I missed my workout today. I need to run 10 kilometers before dinner." The crowd watched him leave. A human teenager. Average by Earth standards. But a legend across the galaxy. And this was just the beginning. Because if their teenagers were this strong, everyone had the same question. What could their soldiers do? What could their warriors do? What could humanity do if they ever went to war? The galaxy learned an important lesson that day. Never underestimate humans. Never challenge a species from a deaf world. And most importantly, never ever make them angry. 1 month passed after Jake's challenge. Life on the station changed. Humans were now famous. Aliens treated them with respect. Some treated them with fear. But Jake just wanted to finish school and go home to Earth. Commander ZYX received a message. It came from Earth, from the Human Defense Force. The message was short. We heard about Jake Martinez. We are sending a team to the station. They arrive in 2 days. We need to discuss something important. Commander ZYX felt nervous. Jake was just a teenager, an average human teenager. Now Earth was sending their actual warriors. He did not know what to expect. 2 days later, a transport ship arrived. It docked at the station. The doors opened. 5 humans walked out. They wore dark blue uniforms. They carried no weapons. But they did not need weapons. Their presence alone made aliens step back. The leader was a woman. She was tall. She had short black hair. Her eyes were sharp. Her uniform had 4 stars on the shoulder. She walked with confidence. Behind her were 4 soldiers. 2 men, 2 women. All of them looked strong. All of them looked dangerous. Commander ZYX met them at the docking bay. Welcome to the station. I am Commander ZYX. You must be from Earth's Defense Force. The woman nodded. I am General Sarachun. These are my soldiers. We came because we heard interesting news. A human teenager carried something called the Burden. We need to see this weapon. Commander ZYX led them to the vault. He explained everything. The history of the Burden. How it defeated every species for 10,000 years. How Jake lifted it easily. How Jake did squats with it. General Chin listened carefully. She did not look surprised. They reached the vault. Commander ZYX opened it. The Burden sat on a secure platform, glowing slightly, waiting. General Chin walked closer. She studied it. She did not touch it yet. Interesting design. Probably uses gravitational manipulation. Reads a target strength and adjusts weight accordingly. Smart technology. She turned to her soldiers. Captain Rodriguez, please lift this. A soldier stepped forward. He was maybe 25 years old. Average height. Normal build. He walked to the cube. He grabbed it with both hands. He lifted it. No problem. He held it above his head. He smiled. Feels like 50 kilograms, ma'am. Commander ZYX checked his scanner. The cube weighed 1,000 kilograms. More than when Jake lifted it. The cube was trying harder, but it still failed. General Chin nodded. Good. Lieutenant Park, your turn. A woman stepped forward. She was shorter than the others, maybe 160 centimeters tall. She looked thin, but when she grabbed the Burden, something changed. The cube glowed brighter than ever before. It was reading her, measuring her, preparing maximum weight. Lieutenant Park lifted it with one hand. She did not struggle. She looked at General Chun. Permission to test it, ma'am. General Chin nodded. Lieutenant Park started doing overhead presses. Up, down, 20 times. Fast. The cube glowed brighter. With each lift, it was trying desperately to become heavier. It failed. Commander ZYX felt his legs shaking. These were not special humans. These were regular soldiers. Average soldiers. If this was average, what were their elite warriors like? General Chin spoke. Commander ZYX, we need to talk about why we are really here. It is not just about the Burden. 3 weeks ago, our deep space sensors detected something. A fleet, a very large fleet, coming toward this sector. We believe they are called the Vrax Collective. Do you know them? Commander ZYX's face went pale. His 4 hands started shaking. The Vrax. Yes, everyone knows the Vrax. They are conquerors. They destroyed 15 civilizations in the last century. Their fleet has 10,000 warships. Their soldiers are brutal. They take no prisoners. If they are coming here, we need to evacuate immediately. We cannot fight them. General Chin smiled. It was not a happy smile. It was a confident smile. Commander, we did not come here to evacuate. We came here to help you fight. Earth wants to establish good relations with the Galactic Council. What better way than defending your station? We brought reinforcements. They arrive tomorrow. Commander ZYX could not believe what he heard. Reinforcements. How many ships did you bring? General Chen checked her datapad. Not many. Just 500 ships. And 50,000 soldiers. We did not want to bring too many. This is just a training exercise for our newer recruits. Commander ZYX sat down. His legs could not hold him anymore. 500 ships. 50,000 soldiers. For a training exercise. For newer recruits. He asked the question he was afraid to ask. General Chun, how strong are your elite soldiers? If these are your average troops, what can your best warriors do? General Chen's smile grew wider. You'll find out tomorrow, Commander. Our best team is coming. They are called the Death World Division. They specialize in impossible missions. They have never lost a battle. Ever. Their leader is someone you need to meet. Her name is Colonel Maria Santos. She is Jake's older sister. The next morning, the station's alarm systems activated. Red lights flashed everywhere. A voice echoed through the speakers. Incoming fleet detected. 500 human ships approaching. All personnel, remain calm. This is a friendly arrival. Commander ZYX rushed to the observation deck. He needed to see this. Thousands of aliens were already there. All of them pressed against the windows. All of them staring at space. The human fleet emerged from faster than light travel. 500 ships appeared at once. They moved in perfect formation. Each ship was dark gray, smooth, sleek. They looked small compared to other species' warships. But something about them felt dangerous. Very dangerous. The largest ship moved forward. It was called the UHMS Determination. United Human Military Ship. It stopped near the station. A docking tunnel extended. Connected. The airlock opened. Soldiers began walking out. Human soldiers. They wore black armor. They carried advanced rifles. They moved with discipline, with purpose. One by one they entered the station. 50, 100, 500, 1,000. They kept coming. The aliens watching felt their hearts racing. Finally, the last group arrived. 12 soldiers. They wore different armor, red and black. Their helmets had special markings. These were the elite, the Death World Division, the best of the best. The leader removed her helmet. She had long black hair tied in a ponytail. Her face looked like Jake's face. Same eyes, same smile, but her eyes were harder, colder. These were the eyes of someone who had seen real war. General Chen stepped forward. Commander ZYX, this is Colonel Maria Santos, leader of the Death World Division. She is our finest warrior. Colonel Santos, meet Commander ZYX. He is in charge of the station. Maria extended her hand. Commander ZYX, I heard you met my little brother. I hope he did not cause any trouble. He can be lazy sometimes. Commander ZYX shook her hand. Her grip was strong. Very strong. No trouble at all, Colonel. Your brother was very helpful. Very impressive. Maria smiled. Jake is average for his age. Nothing special, really. I started training him last year. He still has much to learn. Maybe in 5 years, he will be decent. Commander ZYX felt dizzy. Jake was average. Nothing special. He needed 5 more years of training to be decent. What did that make Maria? What did that make these elite soldiers? Maria turned to her team. Listen up. The Vrax fleet arrives in 48 hours. Our mission is simple. Protect this station. Protect every civilian here. Show the galaxy what humans can do. Show them why Earth is called a death world. Am I clear? The 12 soldiers answered together. Yes, ma'am. Their voices were sharp, confident. Ready? Maria looked at Commander ZYX. Commander, we need access to your defense systems. We need maps of the station. We need to know every entry point, every weak spot, every place the Vrax might attack. Can you provide this information? Commander ZYX nodded quickly. Yes, of course. Anything you need. But, Colonel, I must ask, The Vraks have 10,000 warships. You have 500. How can you possibly win? The numbers are against you. Maria's smile grew wider. Commander, the Vraks think numbers matter. They think bigger fleets always win. They never fought a Death World species before. They never fought humans. Numbers do not matter when each of your soldiers is worth 100 of theirs. Numbers do not matter when your ships are faster, stronger, smarter. We will teach them a lesson, a painful lesson. She activated her communicator. All units begin preparations. Check weapons. Check armor. Check ships. Run battle simulations. I want everyone ready in 24 hours. The Vraks are coming. Let us give them a proper welcome. A human welcome. The soldiers moved quickly. They spread throughout the station. They set up defensive positions. They installed weapons. They created supply lines. They worked with perfect efficiency. Like a machine, Jake appeared in the observation deck. He saw his sister. He ran to her. Maria, you are here. When did you arrive? Why did nobody tell me? Maria hugged her brother. Hey, little Jake. Surprise. I came to protect your new friends. Also, Mom sent cookies. They are in my ship. You can have them after the battle, if you finish your homework first. Jake's face went serious. Maria, can I help? Can I fight with you? Please. I have been training. I am stronger now. Maria shook her head. No, Jake. You are still too young. This is real war, not a strength competition. You stay in the safe zone with the civilians. Understood. Jake looked disappointed but nodded. Understood. But Maria, be careful. I heard the Vraks are really dangerous. Maria laughed. She ruffled his hair. Little brother, I have fought in 12 major battles. I destroyed 4 enemy command ships by myself. I earned the nickname the Iron Fist. The Vraks should be careful of me, not the other way around. Commander ZYX watched them. He saw how Maria talked, how she moved, how confident she was. He realized something. Humans were not just strong physically. They were strong mentally. They had no fear. They had no doubt. They believed they would win. That belief alone was terrifying. The countdown began. 48 hours until the Vraks arrived. 48 hours until the galaxy saw what humans could really do. 48 hours until everything changed.